is CTV News.
Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Travis Fortnum. Two new trustees tapped by the Greater Essex County District School Board after a tumultuous fall saw a pair of resignations and a threat from the provincial government. CTV's Robert Lothian attending their first meeting tonight and joining us now. Robert.
Yeah, Travis, this is a very murky landscape for these new trustees to enter, especially so late into the term. Cheryl Lovell and Chandrika Abong come in without a firm answer as to how long they will sit in these roles. Regardless, they both feel eager to hit the ground running.
I am super excited. After having done this job for 12 years, being out of it a term and a half, which is a little over 7 years, of course, I'm excited to be back doing it again.
Understanding what happens in the school was very essential for me, so I entered Student Advisory Council. And then slowly and steadily I saw the application come up, and I was like, oh, this is something where I could make an impact for the community overall.
The two trustees were sworn in ahead of tonight's regular board meeting. They filled the roles left by former trustees Ron LeClaire and Nancy Armstrong, who stepped down in recent months. Joining the Board of Trustees comes at a time of unease for Ontario school boards right across the province, facing pressure from the Ministry of Education. Financial mishaps at other boards that's included questionable spending as well as deficits has put the role of trustees in the crosshairs of the Ford government. While Trustee Abong says she's still shifting into the role, making it too soon to comment on the province's potential moves, Trustee Lovell says it's a concept that she hasn't given much thought to.
I would love to see trustees continue to exist. We are the representative of families. We bring forth their concerns. We play a vital role in education. But what happens? Who knows? Right now, I'm here to do my job and do what I can to help families and students.
Education Minister Paul Calandra has indicated a decision on the future of trustees will come in the new year. Another wrinkle here is that winding clock on the trustee term. Sitting members are only in these roles until the next municipal election, slated for October of 2026. Travis.
Thank you, Robert. That's CTV's Robert Lothian with our top story tonight. Meantime, while most in our area report little change to the routine of border crossing, some immigration experts are warning Canadians not to go to the U.S. unless they absolutely have to. As CTV's Heather Wright reports, more visitors are being detained these days.
This is North America's busiest border crossing, the Ambassador Bridge, which connects Windsor and Detroit. It's where Greg Williams was detained by U.S. Border Patrol last month as he tried to enter the United States with his wife and dad.
And then it was turn the car off, hands on the dash, and within seconds there were 15 agents surrounding the car.
Williams says he was handcuffed and taken into a small room inside the nearby building. He was photographed and fingerprinted before ever knowing why he was being detained.
I wasn't worrying about being sent to some, Ecuadorian supermax, which is very much white privilege of me, that it's like I don't have to worry about those things, but that's also like nobody should.
Turns out there's another Greg Williams with some sort of a record that prompted the detention of this Greg Williams, an Ontario musician.
This happened because I have the same name, and that's crazy.
Williams was released after a couple of hours, but his story highlights the growing number of Canadians being caught up in the immigration crackdown underway south of the border. More than 200 Canadians have spent time in ICE custody at some point since January, compared with 137 detained in 2024. Records show at least 6 children were among those detained. While a handful of Canadians had felony convictions or other criminal records, the vast majority were picked up for visa violations or less serious infractions, which experts say marks a major shift in policy.
For the most part, from what I've seen, we're looking at very minor criminal infractions, but sufficient to attract the radar of U.S. enforcement.
Experts say in the past, Canadians would have been denied entry into the United States or sent back to Canada, but are being detained more frequently.
Heather Wright, CTV News.
Ontario's police watchdog has cleared Windsor police in an arrest that left a man with a broken nose. The Special Investigations Unit says officers were responding to a domestic call this past summer when the man became combative, pushing, punching, and kicking officers. Investigators say there is no evidence police used unlawful force. The SIU has now closed the case. LaSalle police are warning residents about a new bank scam. They say a resident got a call from someone claiming to be from their bank, warning their card was compromised. The caller told them to cut up the card, seal it in an envelope, and wait for a courier to pick it up. Instead, the resident trusted their gut and called their bank directly, confirming it was a scam. Police are reminding residents banks won't send couriers, and if something feels off, hang up and verify it yourself. Ahead of the holidays, another appeal from area police and MAD for help preventing a deadly problem on Windsor-Essex roads. The OPP saying they've laid 29 alcohol-related charges since launching their festive ride campaign 2 weeks ago. As CTV's Chris Campbell reports, that's the highest number in the west region of the province.
Impaired driving remains one of the leading causes of serious and fatal collisions on our roads, and is entirely preventable.
Essex County OPP and Mothers Against Drunk Driving are once again saying make the right choice when it comes to getting behind the wheel. In the past 2 weeks since the festive ride campaign kicked off, Essex County OPP have conducted 218 ride checks, laying 29 alcohol-related criminal code charges, the most in the entire OPP West region.
If you choose to drive impaired, you'll be caught and you will face serious consequences.
Police say those numbers reflect a broader trend. In 2025, Essex County OPP have responded to 74 alcohol-related collisions, crashes officers say never had to happen.
Now, especially as the Christmas approaches and the holiday season approaches, more festivities, more celebrations are going to be underway. This is kind of a last push, to remind the public once again to never make that decision to drive impaired.
The local MAD chapter says the statistics don't tell the whole story.
Too many people pay the price for someone else's selfish and dangerous decision.
Every day, I see the consequences of alcohol in my life and in my community, and there is no excuse for drinking and driving anymore.
Local leaders say rural areas face unique challenges where some drivers mistakenly believe back roads are safer.
You can't drive down a back road drunk. It's no different than driving down any other road.
Personal injury lawyer Greg Monfortin says the consequences of impaired driving extend far beyond the roadside stop.
It can adversely affect almost every corner of a person's life.
He says impaired driving convictions can impact employment, travel, and a person's future. He supports the tougher penalties the Ontario government is proposing, which includes lifetime license suspensions for anyone convicted of impaired driving causing death.
People got to give their head a shake and really think about this and understand that every time they get behind the wheel of a car, they've made a promise to drive. They've in effect made a covenant with everybody to drive carefully and safely.
Impaired driving is all of our responsibilities. If you see or suspect a person driving impaired, call 911 immediately.
Chris Campbell, CTV News.
Chatham-Kent Council is moving the Talbot Trail realignment another step closer, signing off on key land deals tied to reopening the road. At Monday night's meeting, Council unanimously approved agreements to secure several properties along Talbot Trail, clearing the way for the road's realignment. They also signed off on additional archaeological work, including continued First Nations participation after more findings were uncovered than expected. The realignment is meant to move the road away from the eroding Lake Erie Bluff and get Talbot Trail safely reopened, with construction still expected to wrap up before the end of next year. A new waterfront landmark is taking shape in Windsor's West End. The Gordie Howe Pier at Queen's Dock was installed today, bringing the city one step closer to opening a new public space along the Detroit River. CTV's Bob Belichico shows us what's already in place and when you'll be able to check it out.
Today's a culmination of about a year's work to bring it to this point.
Crews began putting the new Gordie Howe Pier at Queen's Dock in place early this morning. The pedestrian pier extends into the Detroit River without touching the water and is designed to be fully accessible and free to access.
We wanted to ensure that even though there's private ownership in the area, that we're able to give them a safe place to go that's well lit with benches, places to rest, enjoy.
Officials say the design of the pier is culturally respectful and will feature Indigenous artwork and interpretive signage.
There is a strong position that the Native people have rights over the water, and to show our respect for them as part of this work, we're ensuring that we do not go into the water.
A bridge connecting the two piers allows for fishing and offers a great view of the Gordie Howe International Bridge.
And there will be a bridge crossing between the two of them, so you'll actually be able to walk out one side, go across.
So when all is said and done, this Queen's Dock project is about a $2 million venture. About $1 million came from the Gordie Howe International Bridge. 16 suppliers donated time and resources to make this a great opportunity for the community.
We have a ton of people and companies who come forward and donated and gave us the steel, the work that they're doing at discounts. So it's really helped us be able to afford to put in this beautiful pier.
Port Authority officials tell CTV News the pier is off limits for now, at least while work to install a walkway continues. They expect the pier to be ready to open to the public Thursday, weather permitting.
Then we'll close again in the spring as we go to finish the groundwork here, install the new seating areas and the decorative rocks and shrubs.
Bob Belichico, CTV News.
1,000 coats are being distributed this week to people in need. CTV's Michelle Molesky introduces us to the man behind the idea and the newcomers he is helping.
The Centre Communautaire Francophone Windsor-Essex-Kent helps 300 French-speaking newcomers per year.
We do receive asylum seekers directly from the border or from the airport with only a T-shirt.
Executive Director Yasmine Joher says the winter is a bit of an eye-opener for many.
We had a family coming from Leamington yesterday for the non-perishable item. They were just wearing, with the minus 15 that we had yesterday, just a hoodie. So it came right on time, and we give them the winter coat that we received from the association.
Joher is talking about this fundraiser called Warm Hearts, spearheaded by Zaid Khan.
The campaign started about 6 years ago. I actually ran into a lady outside the Rexall, and she was in a wheelchair and without any coat, and it was right around Christmas time. And I couldn't believe it that someone like in our own backyard is in need of support.
Backed by the Windsor Islamic Association, Khan has partnered with countless local agencies and recruited dozens of donors citywide to give back.
This year we hope to reach around 500 to 1,000 people. And over the last 6 years, we've delivered over 2,000 brand new jackets, as well as 50,000 other items like hats, scarves, gloves.
The warm clothes will be donated all this week at agencies like Hiatus House and the Downtown Mission. Khan says it started from his dislike of cold and has morphed into a personal determination to do some good.
If you see any opportunity to do good, step up and do it. Don't wait until the next day or think I'll do it later. If you have that opportunity, go ahead and take it right away.
Making a difference in their life, I don't know, that's my Christmas gift every year.
Go to our website for a link to help Warm Hearts. In downtown Windsor, Michelle Molesky, CTV News.
And a warm meal and a little holiday cheer will be on the menu this week at the Downtown Mission of Windsor. The Downtown Mission is hosting a community holiday meal Wednesday at its location. Doors are open to anyone who needs a hot meal, a place to sit, and some connection during the holidays. Organizers say it's about more than food. It's about dignity, community, and reminding people they're not alone at a time of year that can be especially tough. Meantime, Canada Post is saying kids who sent letters to Santa by December 8th this year will get a response. The Crown Corporation says it can't confirm exact delivery dates, but Santa will respond to all letters with the HOHO postal code. More than 1 million letters are delivered to and from the North Pole each year. Last Christmas, a strike by postal workers meant St. Nick couldn't respond, but he did read each letter. And if a kid you know didn't get their letter in the post on time, why not give Santa a call?
What is your favorite subject in school?
A phone.
A subject. What favorite subject in your school? When you go to school, what is your favorite subject?
No, you don't talk.
What? That's right. Who's that? Is that Dad?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is all exciting because he wants to talk to Santa Claus too. Well, tell Dad that he has been on the nice list, except for that one time in the garage, which I'll talk to him later about.
AM 800's Nightly Santa Talk is back, giving children a chance to chat live with Santa himself weeknights from 7 to 8. Families can call the station at 519-792-2559 to get on the line and talk directly with Santa Claus. And CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison has your full weather details coming up in 2 minutes' time.
The statistics are alarming. The situation is terrible in our schools.
Still ahead, violence in the classroom, and it's not rare. A new survey reveals what teachers say they're facing at work. CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison is here with our first look at the weather tonight. And Julie, tonight is a little bit warmer than last night, thank goodness.
Yeah, that's for sure. Those wind chills last night were biting. We battled our way out of the deep freeze today, and temperatures closer to where we should be for this time of year, and temperatures have actually come up in the last couple of hours. We're going to hold fairly steady overnight around 0 to +1, so very close to a normal daytime high. It was a cold start this morning. All of Essex County holding at 0, but temperatures are slowly going to start to come up as we head toward sunrise. So we have a weak front that wants to bring a little bit of cloud cover back into the area, so watching that. There's some main area of precipitation associated with the low in the front, well off and through northern Ontario. We're just going to deal with the cloud cover. Now, our weather system coming in on Thursday, this one just starting to take shape. So we're going to see some Pacific moisture move its way across the American Midwest, and then it's going to funnel some warm air to the south. This one is going to bring us some rainfall, not snow. So temperatures are headed up in the next couple of days. So as I put it together for you on this forecast model, you can see it start to come in. So this is as we head into Thursday, 3 a.m. You can see the snowfall on the northern flank. But what I want you to watch is this moisture coming up from the south. So this is the rainfall. So at this point, it looks like the rain will hold off until Thursday afternoon. So we could start Thursday with some breaks in the cloud cover before the rain really starts to fill in across southern Ontario. So showers on the way and temperatures on the mild side. The northern edge of this system, northern Ontario, is going to get hammered with some heavy amounts of snowfall. We'll get the rain out of this system. So through the day Thursday, the winds will be out of the southwest, but the cold front's going to cross, and that will shift us to the northwest, and that will be ushering in some very cold air. So once again, we're going to flip to the other side, and we'll see the temperatures drop off with flurries. So an interesting 24 to 36 hours as this front comes through. Tomorrow, we are expecting cloudy skies to start the day, but breaks of sunshine as we push past noon hour, and we could end with clearing skies. Winds out of the northwest, 20 with gusts of 40, but on the mild side at +6. So showers move in Thursday. That's that moisture from the south that I was showing you. The cold front will come through and will shift northwest. That could lead to some flash freeze conditions in the area. That will be as we head into Friday morning. So watch the temperature drop off. We're going back down to about -2. So any rain that does fall in the area could freeze and, of course, create some very slippery road conditions first thing Friday morning. We have about a 40% chance of flurries on Friday. Then on Saturday, we're back up to +2, and then 1 on Sunday, 1 on Monday, and 3 degrees on Tuesday. So as we edge close to the big day and the holidays, we're expecting some calmer conditions with a mix of sun and cloud, and temperatures, Travis, right where we should be for this time of year, from 1 to +3. I'll send things back to you.
Thank you very much, Julie. Canadian travel experts say despite trips to the U.S. falling, the number of people heading out on vacation from Canada has actually increased. With more on where they're headed, here's Pat Foran.
When it comes to Canadians choosing to travel to U.S. destinations, Flight Centre says its bookings were down substantially in 2025, and it expects that to continue into next year.
We're down close to 40% year over year in travel into the U.S.
GE Adventures, a company that specializes in small group adventure travel, has noticed the same trend.
While our bookings in the United States are down, it doesn't mean that Canadians are traveling less. They're simply choosing different destinations.
So where are Canadians going? According to Flight Centre, there has been a huge increase in interest to travel to Turks and Caicos, St. Lucia, Japan, Colombia, and Switzerland. Many people are looking for good value and are willing to travel further and stay longer.
We've seen an incredible increase to somewhere like Japan, where their dollar does stretch a bit further. Places like Australia, the Canadian dollar is stronger than the Australian dollar. So Canadians, once they get there, they feel that they can really stretch their dollar.
G-Adventure says its top destinations for next year include Peru, Morocco, Costa Rica, Thailand, and Japan. It's also finding travelers want to vacation when it's less crowded.
People are trying to avoid the kind of over tourism. So they're choosing to travel during quieter times, so it's not quite as busy. And they also save some money doing that as well.
And more people are also choosing to go on trips by themselves.
We're really popular with solo travelers. Female solo travelers are our largest demographic.
Both companies say most travel spots are filled for the upcoming holiday period, but many people are booking fun in the sun trips for January, February, and March. Larger destination vacations are being booked now for next summer. Pat Foran, CTV News.
Canada's main stock index was weighed down by losses in the energy sector. The TSX is down 220 points. In New York, the Dow lost 302. The Nasdaq gained 54. The Canadian dollar is up 0.14 on commodity markets. Gold dropped almost $3 an ounce. Oil fell about $1.50 a barrel. CTV News Windsor has launched a newsletter helping you start your day with the latest local news. By signing up, you'll get direct local content straight from CTV Windsor to your inbox, including top stories, the forecast, and videos. You can sign up at ctvnewswindsor.ca. Teachers across the country are reporting that the classroom is becoming an increasingly violent place. A new survey outlines some of the issues educators are facing. CTV's Sweeta Rassi has the details.
Some teachers might describe their job as a calling.
It is the most beautiful job to be a teacher.
But even a calling can come with challenges. Quebec's Federation of Teachers surveyed its members, asking if they faced violence at work. Nearly 2,500 out of the total of 65,000 teachers responded. 90% said yes. Catherine Renaud is the Vice President of Labor Relations at the FAE.
The statistics are alarming. The situation is terrible in our schools.
Teachers reported being hit by students, receiving death threats and sexual photos. And it's not just from students. Some teachers say they get hateful emails from parents as well. While the survey showed verbal and psychological violence being the most common type, Renaud says with younger students, physical violence is the bigger issue.
Young kids of 4 and 5 years old are hitting the teachers. 4 and 5 years old are hurting the teachers. 4 and 5 years old are pushing the teachers.
Quebec Solidaire and the Liberal Party education critics support the teachers, and both say the province needs to provide more resources.
So there's not one miracle solution to that problem, but there is one necessary solution, which is we need to hire more staff to do prevention of violence in the schools.
What we've seen in the past year is different cuts that have undermined the capacity of the school system to be able to do its mission.
The Federation is asking for the province for more investments in specialized resources and an action plan to tackle the growing problem. At the very least, the FAE wants to have a meeting with Quebec's Education Minister, Sonia Lebel. And in a statement to CTV News, the Education Ministry says, "We obviously cannot tolerate violence and intimidation in our schools." The minister is open to meeting the FAE to discuss the data presented today. Although Quebec's Education Ministry is already acting in prevention, we will always listen to school staff to improve our actions. The message from teachers is clear.
And the students must understand that it's not okay.
Because some teachers say they can't continue working in a classroom they no longer feel safe in. Sweeta Rassi, CTV News.
CTV meteorologist Julie Atchison is back with a look at the 7-day forecast. Julie, relatively seasonal.
Yeah, in terms of our extended forecast, we will see temperatures right around where we should be. It's really our Thursday, Friday timeline where things are going to go like this. So we're going to see a big push of warmth come in with rain on Thursday afternoon, and then a cold front will make the move across the area Thursday night into Friday morning. That will drop the temperatures. So we could see some icing conditions heading into Friday, the high back down to -1. But the extended forecast, and as you mentioned, temperatures close to where we should be, 1 to 3 degrees. We're expecting a mix of sun and clouds Sunday through Tuesday. So a rough start to the weekend with flurries and some colder conditions, but temperatures recover Saturday into Sunday. And it looks like Sunday will be a lovely day if you are heading out doing some last minute shopping, or perhaps you're just starting your shopping. Sunday will be a nice day across southern Ontario. Travis, back to you.
Thank you, Julie. Finally tonight, the holiday spirit comes in all sizes, and at one Eastern Ontario retirement residence, it just so happens to be mini. CTV's Dave Charbonneau shows us a tiny display spreading big Christmas cheer.
It's become a Christmas tradition at this retirement residence in Perth, one that has grown piece by miniature piece since it started 6 years ago.
I do it in order to try to entice the grandkids and the great-grandkids to come in and see their grandparents at Christmas. My favorite is the bumper cars here.
Every Christmas season, co-owner Whit Lewandowski builds miniature animated Christmas displays for residents and visitors.
A lot of the times the residents will help take the items out of the box. They'll help, once I get a lot of the electronics set up and everything, they'll help place the figurines in places they think works best.
The displays help create a sense of home and connection during the holidays.
This is our home now, and a lot of us can't have great big trees and great big families around all of the time. And Lanark Lifestyles is a place where we can all gather, and it's just like home.
And for many, the details bring back memories from long ago.
I like the merry-go-round. It reminds me of when I was, little kid. Yeah, but they're all very nice.
I always liked the skating rink. I used to love to skate, so that brings back good memories.
The displays also now creating new memories.
It's amazing. It's just amazing. Yeah, and it's so attractive for residents and visitors, and especially young children.
A lot of the grandkids will come and play with it, and I don't have signs on it, do not touch or anything else. If something breaks, we have glue.
A collection of tiny details built on kindness and the spirit of the season. A reminder that even the little things can spread so much joy. Dave Charbonneau, CTV News.
And that's our time for tonight. I hope you'll join us tomorrow. For now, I'm Travis Fortnum. Take care.